Hi, this is Frank, and I'm doing a painting here of Wonder Woman. I would just like to show you how I go about doing these paintings, and I'm doing it in an ink wash. Yeah, here I go, painting it right here and there, and I'm just darkening the dark areas that I've already darkened here. I'm just going to try to make them a little bit more darker. Especially her face. I feel her face is a little too big for the body, but that can be sort of reduced with if you use a lot of shading on there. You can actually make areas of the body kind of look smaller, even though they're not. Just kind of the illusion of being smaller just by shading it in a lot. And I'm having a problem here with the light because my light is very bright on one side and then it's creating a very dark shadow over here where I can't, to the point where I can't see too good. But here I'm just working on the skin tone. And I think I've got the skin tone pretty deep enough as far as the color and the hue that I wanted. I think I've got it just about deep enough with this burnt sienna that I'm using. But I do have another trick that I do if I want it to go even darker and look a little bit more dramatic. I just use a darker shade of I use the raw sienna, which is a darker shade of the color. And with that one, what I get is a darker color for the shadow areas. So I'm using burnt sienna for the regular skin color. And then I'll use, actually what I use is raw umber. Raw umber, or is it burnt umber? Okay, it should be the raw umber is the one that it should be. That I'll go in here and do the darks even darker. But for right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on her outfit a little bit. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna color her outfit gray, or use the gray tones from the India ink. And this is a little trick that I use to get the paint to look more vibrant, because on top of this I'm gonna use the regular colors of her costume. But as an underpaint is what I'm going to do here, what I'm doing here. So the underpaint is going to be this darker gray tones, which when I apply the regular paint, the actual color that our costume is, it's going to come out really dramatic, more dramatic looking, more dramatic, more pronounced, and just gives it a really nicer look. And if you just put the regular color on this without this on the bottom, it won't look as I guess the impact of the colors and the shading won't look as good, because with just one color, you won't be able to go dark enough. And you can even use this technique on the skin areas if you want to, on the flesh parts of the body. But I'd rather not do that. I'd rather just do it the actual color, and then I'll outline that color with the raw umber. So basically what I'm doing is like I'm working in black and white here. This is basically black and white. And then I'll put like the overlay color on top of that, on top of this. And it'll make it look, like I said, it'll make it look very dramatic. A very nice, you'll get a very nice quality to your painting. Okay, and this I can also use it on her boots. On her boots, because her boots are going to be, they're going to be red. So on here I'm going to use this on her boots as the underpainting or the undercolor. I don't really like to call it an underpainting. I like to call it the undercolor. You know how sometimes when they paint a car they use like a primer and that helps the paint go on more smoother. Well, this kind of like that, but it just helps you define the shaded areas of your painting, the parts that should be darker and the parts that should be lighter. This I find works really well when you're doing like washes, or and you can even do this in oil painting if you're using like a dry brush method. But this really works well with the wash paintings. So just color it in, I mean just shade it in like it's gonna be the regular highlights and everything, and it allows you to see all of that. Do the bottom boot. And like I said, you can even use this to outline that, but I'm gonna use the the raw umber just to add a little bit more of a highlighted area. Okay, show you what I'm gonna do. Maybe it's the burnt umber. Let me see here, just so I get the right color. Okay, it looks like it's going to be the burnt umber that I'm going to use for my dark, real dark area of the skin tone. So it is the so it is the burnt umber right here that I'm going to go in and just lightly go with those line areas that we did earlier. And with this color, you're only going to do the very tip of the outlines. You don't want to go in and do the major or the major shaded areas. You don't want to do those. You just want to do the outlined areas. This will make it pop. It'll really define the figure, really define it really well. Bring in the dark shadow, and got to be really careful with this because this is more pronounced. This color is a bit more pronounced, so remember to do your delicate washes here, to use it as a delicate wash when you do this. But yeah, you're just gonna, the areas that should be really outlined or really dark. So stay close to the outline here, and that is how you get this really, as you can see, the figure is really being defined here. Gives you some great definition to the entire piece. It really makes it look I would say this is what makes your painting look more finished. And then on the next video, I'll actually color in the gray shaded areas. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.